All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to a little Super Bowl edition of the Coin Chat. Pushing this one out on Sunday. Last one was end of last week, and we are making an effort to make these every single day. In 5 or 10 minutes, I want to keep you current with everything happening in the crypto space, whether it's news, some price action updates. We will be looking at the charts in a second. Over here on the right, you can see at least the market isn't as bad as it was on Thursday, Friday, going into the end of last week. At least it's a little bit split in terms of things being up and down. So we'll look at macro ideas like that, maybe even some individual trade setups. And then I'm also at the very end always going to cover someone else in the community that's pushing out good content. Tip my hat, because crypto kind of is so decentralized in terms of where you get your information from, whether it's Twitter, YouTube. I want to highlight someone every single day since I'm doing this all the time and helping bring the best content to you. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First thing I want to look at is the LITECOIN chart. We're not going to look at Bitcoin today, just because Bitcoin is literally still in the exact same range we've had, right? Sitting around the 3430. It's kind of the important level that I'm watching. What that means for alts, and I talked about this last time, of I need to see a Bitcoin that can either hold this level or move up, ideally move up, right? If I want to be trading alts. And for everyone else out there trading alts, you need to have some kind of condition or trigger that makes you want to look at those things. It's not so much about, just one day waking up, or Monday or Tuesday waking up and saying, I'm going to look for the best alt to buy. You have to have a good understanding of what's happening, bigger picture. Is it a good time to be in alts at all, right? Do I expect the entire, kind of alt universe to be rising, or are they all falling? Because being in alts when they're all doing poorly is a losing game. The one alt that I do want to look at, and really the theme of alts that I want to look at, is Litecoin. Litecoin definitely is getting more attention now, just because yes, it's been rising. It also has the halving event coming. Charlie also tweeted that they're going to be adding confidential transactions. All those that narrative and those things are definitely going to kind of, if anything, be positive. And price rising also is going to make more people talk about it. But the reason I want to bring it up is because we are at daily resistance. If you followed my thread from January, and it's now been 2 weeks, and this thread is beautiful. We start out kind of in the support resistance flip, all the way down to kind of hitting that target, right? That 983 that we've had on there for 2 weeks, right? And that looks like that's right where the momentum stops. That doesn't mean this has to be the end for Litecoin. It just does mean, because, everyone's talking about it on Twitter. I'm sure you're looking at Litecoin, maybe someone that you follow and you like, tweeted about it and makes you want to buy it. Do be considering, what kind of trade is it for you? Is it short-term trade? If it's a short-term trade, maybe you have to wait for a pullback, or ideally for me, right, if I'm looking for a new trade, I want to see it above this level. It would either need to break out of daily resistance or move back down. So there's something to think about with Litecoin as it gets more and more attention. Be thinking about the bigger picture. Don't be buying just because someone talked about it. Even if I think it does look great, right? I need to see it either at a higher price, closing above this resistance, or I need to see it on a pullback. All right. So that is Litecoin for majors, for everyone trading this week. Bitcoin obviously is the biggest driver of what's going to happen. But if you are trading, I would be looking at majors. Majors tend to move first. We are getting some interesting movement out of EOS. Just broke out of a trendline resistance. Still at a daily resistance, though. We also have ETH pretty much flat. Bitcoin Cash is in a rather interesting spot. So a lot of the majors, to me, are quite interesting. But until Bitcoin kind of gives them a reason to move, I expect things to still be pretty slow. So Bitcoin's going to be the driver. If you are looking at alts to trade, I do think majors are really kind of the first opportunity, as they also move first. So that's kind of the market update I wanted to go over. Second thing I want to cover today is a news update, as I always want to bring the biggest news. And if you've been on Twitter, if you live in Canada especially, you probably saw the news of this crypto exchange, the founder's going missing, or the founder died, right? Apparently he died of Crohn's disease in India. Sad story if that is true. The problem is he was the only one with access to the private keys of that exchange, meaning there's around 180 million. I think they said here on Cointelegraph 145 million, right? $1 million that no one else can access. It's absolutely insane to me they weren't using multi-sig. It's absolutely insane to me that the CEO is actually the guy with the private keys. But now you have a situation where people can't get their money. Apparently they had problems already. The bigger story here is, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's going to be nice to watch unfold, or fun to watch unfold, I should say. I don't want to make any light of someone dying, but some people think this is a bit suspicious and that maybe it's a fake death, things like that. Who knows how this is going to work out? The nice thing is we do have the blockchain to see what happens here. There's already been some memes on Twitter about Bitcoin supply decreasing and how it's bullish. I don't want to make light of the situation, guys. It's terrible news if someone died, obviously, but it does kind of raise some good concepts, some good things to think about of leaving your money on an exchange, using multi-sig wallets, and now kind of forensics as people are going to watch if these funds actually do move on the blockchain. So that's the news story. Obviously, the link is down below if you do want to follow up on this. I'm sure Twitter will be all over it this week. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Last thing I want to cover, as I always try to highlight a trader in this community that's always putting out some good content. This one especially is important because Trader XOXO here, formerly known as Trader XO, got his account permabanned, so you might have already been following him and now you're not. Reason being, he had to make a new account. So that's brutal. Hate to see that happen. Happens to a lot of people out here in the crypto universe. So refollow this man if you weren't already. Even if you weren't previously, I think you should now. Puts out really good stuff, really nice price action stuff, and that seems to be the flavor of the month here for crypto. He's talking about bullish or ETH here. Not sure what's bullish, shorting, longing at the 105s, and waiting for Monday London Open. The reason I want to highlight this content, why it's so important outside of Trader XO being a good guy and putting out nice content, is I love the move slow hashtag. Move slow movement is still going strong. I love to see that. The other thing is it's really important to have triggers, right, or conditions for a trade being met. Oftentimes, if you're new to trading or if you see something on Twitter, people will just see a chart and they fire away at it, right? Very rarely is kind of the setup just right there in front of you. So you often want to have conditions like he does, either waiting kind of for Monday London Open or waiting for 105s or reclaim of 110. I think that's so crucial to moving slow and having a condition for your setup, as opposed to just seeing a chart you like, firing long or short. That is very rarely going to be kind of the best choice. Oftentimes you're going to get yourself in weird positions, and then the decisions also get harder. Right? If you enter kind of in a no trade zone area, or you enter in a weird spot in the range, or you enter kind of not ideally where you wanted to, all of a sudden you're probably taking more risk than you wanted to. You're probably going to mismanage the trade and just put yourself in way harder positions and make trading harder than even is, and it's already hard to begin with. Right? So I like the content from Trader XO. If you're not following him, follow him, because he even throws in a nice little tongue-in-cheek comment about longing one contract. Good trader here. You should follow him. Shout out Trader XO. Thanks for putting that one out there. And that's all I have for you guys today on this coin chat. Last thing I want to leave you with is enjoy your Sundays. Make sure to take some time, watch the Super Bowl if that's your thing. I'm sure we're going to get some comments here on Twitter and in the YouTube comments about, from Euro asking why it's even called football and that it's the fake football. That's always what we get here when us Americans talk about football. Enjoy the game, guys. Enjoy your Sundays. I will see you tomorrow for another coin chat. As always, throw a comment, throw a like, share, subscribe, do whatever you have to. I do appreciate it. It helps get the word out, and I look forward to putting more of these out there. If you want to subscribe, it's that little, oh no, it's over here, little Bitcoin comment down there. If you're not making any Bitcoin, at least you can click that one and feel good. And that's all I have for you guys. Enjoy your Sundays. Let's have a good week. Move slow. Links are down below. Peace, guys.